Crafters, this is Lynn, and you're watching another episode of Crazy for Crafting. Today's tutorial is on this accordion card that was popular 3 or 4 years ago, and I thought I'd bring it back because I just think it's so cute. And it sits up, and you have, can you see that? Okay, and it will fit in a regular sized invitation envelope, which is for a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card. Okay, so we're going to start with this. You have to take one piece of 8 1/2 by 11 and cut it in half the long way, so that's 4 1/4 by 11. And then every 1 3/8 you're going to score it. So it's going to be scored at 1 3/8, 2 3/4, 4 1/8, 5 1/2, 6 7/8, 8 1/4, and 9 5/8. And then you're just going to fold it back and forth like this, okay? And your two end pieces will both be going down. Okay, then what you're going to need is the little pieces that go on top. And you're going to start with a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Now this is cherry cobbler. This was early espresso. And then for inside that, you want a 3-inch card. You can use Whisper White, or you can use Very Vanilla. And then that's for the back page. Then for the next accordion, you're going to make a square that's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and then the piece that you're going to stamp on is going to be 2 1/2. Then you're going to switch back to your cherry cobbler, and that one's going to be 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, and your Whisper White piece is going to be 2-inch square. Then you're going to switch back to the Daffodil Delight, and this one's going to be 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, and the Whisper White's going to be 1 1/2 squared. So you start with 3 1/4, and you go down a quarter, a quarter, a quarter, a quarter, a quarter, a quarter, a quarter. So if you decide you want to make this a lot bigger, you can. Okay, now I'm going to take and use some cherry cobbler and some old or early espresso, and go back and forth on these. Now this this first one is some presents, and it says for you, so I'm going to take and stamp that right in the center there. Okay, and this stamp is from this wonderful A Little Bit of Everything stamp set from Stampin' Up. It has 28 little stamps that are this size. Okay, and then I'm going to use the early espresso around the edges, and instead of sponging, because these are kind of small, I'm just going to scrape it right across to just give it the tiniest bit of contrast. Okay. Then we're going to take the next size, and I'm going to use the Happiest birthday wishes. These are the clear mounts, and I'm going to use the Hip Hip Hooray one, and I'm going to use Happy Birthday Dear You, I think. A happy birthday, and then these two out of the other pack of the happiest birthday wishes, which is It's Your Day, happiest wishes on your birthday. Set this where I want it and put my block down. Okay, so this one is going to be in early espresso. I'm skipping around. I'm on the big one now, but I want to just get this one done. Okay, and since I've got these on an angle like a diamond, I put if you can see this, okay, I put my clear mount stamps on an angle too. That way it's just a little easier. Okay, so this one's done. Which one do I want? Maybe like this. Yeah, okay, here we go. This is the yellow one, so I'm going to go back to the cherry cobbler, and I'm going to put Happy Birthday Dear You on that one. Okay, then I'm going to use the Hip Hip Hooray on this one. Whoops, let's get that on there. And espresso. Okay, and then the last one. Okay, so then we're going to do this with the Daffodil Delight also. I'm sorry, you're not seeing this. Maybe I should try and bring this in a little closer. There we go. Maybe that'll help. Okay. Okay. Now, there's early espresso. Here's my Daffodil Delight. And so now we've got all of those. The only other thing you do need is you're going to take the Modern Label Punch, and any of the colors. I mean, the two contrasting colors, and you're going to use the little Happy Birthday out of this wonderful teeny tiny wishes, and that's a set of 24 that's got just about any kind of wish you could think of. I'm gonna do that one, and cherry cobbler too, just on a piece like that. And then we're gonna take the word window punch and punch this out. Just like that. And then we're going to take our snail, run it along the back, and stick it right there. Now this is going to attach to the front there. So I'm going to use my absolute favorite thing, which is Stampin' Up's Dimensionals. They're just out of this world. They are the best. Okay, so now for this, I'm just going to use the part on the edge. Okay. And then I'm going to put this down a little bit lower, if you can see that. Okay, now we're going to take some snail. See what happens when you make a mistake like that? You just turn it over. And we're going to put this one on. And then might as well get all of these snailed on. And one more. Okay, now just down at the very tip, you're going to stick one of the dimensionals, just like that. Okay, put it down as close as you can get. Can you see that? You don't want it to show from the other side, but you want to get it real close. Okay. Now, we're going to take the first one. Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to sit it on the front. So, I want it to touch right in the center there and measure from side to side so that you're getting it kind of in the center. Then what I do is I take the next one and I sit it behind the first one like this and press down. Well, it helps if you take the thing off of it first, the backing. But once you get that first one, and then you go like that. Okay, now those two are lined up. Then you do the same thing with the third one. You line it up right behind it. Okay, and one more. You line it up right behind it. And voila, there you go. You've got this cute little card. Can you see that? Okay. And then it folds up and looks like this. Then what you're going to take is you're going to take a 1" by 11" piece of cardstock, and I'm going to do this one in this color, Delightful Daffodil, and you're going to wrap this. So this is going to be your band to hold this together. Okay, so I'm going to take mini glue dot, a couple of them, and put on here. Bring this around and bring the other side around and press it. Okay, so now it's going to hold it together. But that's not finished yet. Now we're going to take the boho blossoms, Or you can use the itty bitty blossoms, but I like this one. And I'm going to take some scrap, and I'm going to make, I want that big one, and then I want two this size. Okay, because I did this in Daffodil Delight, I want these in the cherry cobbler to go like that. And then I'm going to take another piece of the Daffodil Delight, and I want just that itty bitty tiny one that's going to go right like that. Okay, so let's put this together. And because this went through the crimper, that's kind of dimensional, so you can put a dimensional on it, or you can use some more glue dots to hold it on there like that. Okay, and then I got one more thing to go here. I'm going to take some of the basic pearls, and we're going to lift it up and put one in the center there, and then take a few of these really little tiny ones like this and put in the center there. Okay, and now your accordion card is all done, and this is the way it'll come out of the box. I'm sorry, your envelope. And I just have to take that off, and it says happy birthday for you. And the next one says hip hip hooray, it's your special day. Then it says happy birthday dear you, and then it says it's your day, happiest wishes on your birthday. Okay, and then it will just sit up like this all on its own. Maybe if I bring the camera out just a little bit again. There you go. Can you see that? Okay. And here's the belly band to hold it together. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this. This is a lady named Leanne did this. And that's where I got the idea. And I thought, let's go retro and do this. Also, to get these colors, I used Stampin' Up's Color Coach. Now, anybody can order one of these if they want them. They're $14.95. And what I did was I wanted to find something different to put together. Okay, so here's Early Espresso. And on the back, it will tell you what colors coordinate. Okay, and so then I went to, let's see, I think I went to Cherry Cobbler. And here it is, Cherry Cobbler. It's the creative combination is Cherry Cobbler, Daffodil Delight, and Early Espresso, which is what I did. And then the sweet set would have been Cherry Cobbler, Pumpkin Pie, and Night of Navy. So this always gives you a wonderful combination that you know is going to come out looking good. And then the dynamic duo is actually Cherry Cobbler and Riding Hood Red. So you get the full color on the front, and there's Cherry Cobbler, and you get all this on the back. And when you're just stuck, and I tend to use the same colors over and over and over, I thought, well, I want to make something completely different and get out of my comfort zone. So that's what this is for. Um, you can order this online, you can call me, whatever you want to do. But this is a great help. And because we got new in colors, they give you all your in colors, and then you get the new ones and you just add them in. So I hope you enjoyed this video and this project, and I'll see you soon with another one, hopefully. You have a great day. Bye.